Every toy company on the planet wants you to believe that infant intelligence looks like a flashcard. They sell subscription boxes, sensory videos, and classical music playlists designed to turn your 6-month-old into a miniature professor. Because of this marketing, parents are constantly looking for the wrong signs. They wait for their baby to perfectly stack blocks or recite sounds ahead of schedule. But true advanced cognitive development in infancy looks completely different. In fact, in the early months, high intelligence often manifests as behaviors that are downright exhausting for parents. Your baby might be highly sensitive to changes in the room, exceptionally resistant to standard nap schedules, or intensely demanding of your constant attention. They aren't being difficult. Their brain is simply processing data at an accelerated velocity. Today, we are shifting past the standard milestones to decode the actual neuroscience of early cognitive advancement. Here are the 4 genuine markers that your infant possesses a highly active, advanced neural processing system. Welcome to Baby Mind Chronicles. We are looking directly at the behavioral data of early intellectual development. By the conclusion of this breakdown, you will understand the concept of rapid habituation, the science of prolonged quiet alertness, and how to properly support a baby whose brain is running ahead of schedule. Let us isolate the first genuine marker of advanced neural processing, rapid habituation. Habituation is the scientific term for how quickly a brain processes a sensory input, understands it, and gets bored of it. If you show a standard infant a new rattle, they will look at it for several minutes day after day. But a highly intelligent infant possesses a much faster processing loop. They look at the toy, map its shape, color, and function in a fraction of the time, and immediately look away. They discard toys rapidly. To a parent, this looks like a terrible attention span or a fussy child who is never satisfied. But neurologically, it is the exact opposite. Their brain is calculating environmental data at such a high speed that they require constant novelty to stay engaged. If your baby completely masters a toy and demands a new challenge within minutes, you are witnessing an incredibly efficient cerebral sorting mechanism. The second indicator is often misdiagnosed as sleep resistance, but it is actually a state called prolonged quiet alertness. Most newborns spend their awake time in a hazy, uncoordinated fog. They feed, they cry, they drift back to sleep. Advanced infants, however, emerge from the newborn fog almost immediately. From the very first weeks of life, they experience long windows of time where they lie completely still, wide-eyed, and intensely focused on the environment. They analyze shadows, track conversations, and absorb auditory data without showing signs of physical fatigue. This happens because their neural pathways require less metabolic energy to process the world, leaving them with an abundance of mental stamina. They fight sleep not out of crankiness, but because the world is simply too fascinating to turn off. Their brain resists the biological shutdown because the hunger for input is overriding their fatigue signals. The third cognitive milestone involves predictive processing and early pattern recognition. A typical infant lives entirely in the present moment. If you walk out of the room, you cease to exist. But an advanced brain constructs an internal map of cause and effect remarkably early. Pay close attention to how your baby reacts to environmental cues. If they hear the floorboards creak outside their nursery and immediately look toward the door with anticipation, or if they stop crying the exact moment they hear the specific sound of your footsteps approaching the crib, they are demonstrating high-level working memory. They aren't just reacting to a sound, they're using past data to accurately predict a future event. This ability to link independent sequences together is the foundational architecture for advanced logic, language synthesis, and future problem solving. The fourth sign is an intense preference for structural and operational complexity. If you give a highly intelligent baby a simple plush bear, they will often ignore it entirely. It has no operational data for them to calculate. Instead, you will find them mesmerized by complex, non-toy objects. They will stare intensely at the intricate pattern of a zipper on your jacket, the mechanical hinge of a kitchen cabinet, or the complex geometry of a window blind. When they interact with toys, they will look for hidden mechanisms, turning the toy upside down to find the battery pack, or manipulating a small wheel repeatedly to see how it connects to the axle. They are natural engineers from infancy. They bypass the superficial design of an object to find the underlying logic of how it functions. If these behaviors sound familiar, it is time to adjust how you view your daily routine. Managing an accelerated infant brain is an exhausting marathon because your child will constantly outpace their environment. Recognize that their intensity is not a behavioral problem to be corrected, but a profound processing power to be respected. You do not need to hyperstimulate them with expensive educational programs. Nature has already provided them with an incredible engine for learning. Your only job is to give them a safe space to explore, map, and dismantle the world around them at their own extraordinary pace. Trust the depth of their curiosity, accept the challenge of their active mind, and allow their natural brilliance to unfold. You are managing a truly remarkable mind, and you have all the clarity needed to guide them forward.